What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. I'm going to be giving you an EDC update for 2024. Let's get into it. All right, first we're going to talk about the wallet guy. I am carrying the Exter wallet here. This is the aluminum version. I really like this a lot. It has an outer ribbing. Really nice, well done elastic. It feels very high quality. On the inside, it has little rubber feet to keep it from sliding around too much. It can move, but you actually have to deliberately move it in most instances. It's not going to move on its own. I like to carry my ID, medical card, concealed carry permit in the outer shell here. And this little piece here, you can stick a few dollars, some bills in there, and then on the inside you have room for carrying numerous cards. I'm not really sure if it's 5 or if it's 6. When you push this button down here, it kicks out the cards. You can see it fans them out nicely. You can grab the one that you want, or you can pull them all out to go through them if you're not 100% sure by looking at it from this angle. But it's a really nice system, and then you just easily push them back in there, and it does a good job with retention. I have no worries about this one falling out, and they offer a variety of colors, which is also really nice. This is probably the coolest wallet I've ever owned, and I will definitely be carrying it for a long time and giving long-term updates on this particular model because it is a little bit more pricey, but I feel like the construction is really there with it. But that is the wallet. All right, next up, and not as often carried, is my Data Crew. What a slide. This is more of a situational carry. So when I'm going to the gym, for instance, I'll grab this as opposed to loading down the pockets. Inside, I have just a little bit of gear that we'll touch on briefly, but it offers a great opportunity to personalize and custom. You can see I have an Ultim EMP EDC atom bomb for the lanyard that I threw on myself, and just some random REs that kind of spoke to me that I like. I got some more stuff on the inside. The first thing you'll see here is a microfiber cloth. I like to use this to clean the lenses of my glasses, clean off the camera lenses, clean off my screen on my phone or tablet. These are very handy. I have them all over the place. Inside, you have some more space for a little bit more personalization. I personally carry the earbuds that I wear at the gym in here because I'm always going to the gym, and then a little charging cable for both the earbuds and the flashlight that I carry in here. Inside, I carry currently the Dapper Design Ion, but I do have a mini pineapple on the way to see if I'm going to replace this with that, just to check it out, just to see how it carries in the pouch. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I do want to check it out just to see. I also have the Tactical Keychains Utility Slide. I like this one a lot. It's kind of magnetic. It has a spring that pushes it up to lock it into place. It's fairly stable. I have not had any issues with the blade sliding. You can go out to the second position really easy, come back into the first, and then just close it. So it works really well. I like it. It takes regular utility blades if you don't want to order, fancier blades, and it has a pocket clip which helps keep it in place. Here, I'm either carrying my SOG power pint, which I'm not going to get into all the gear today, or just a companion carry knife, such as my hyphen. I do have the Big Idea Design side click titanium stonewash pen. This is really nice for signing a check if you're at a restaurant, if they don't have the touchpad, if they bring out a receipt, making some notes. Somebody needs a pen for something, that is very handy in that instance. I also have my stash tool. I've shown this off a bunch. I'm not going to get into it too deep, but inside you are able to hold up to 4 bits of your choosing. It does have a little rubber seal so that if it falls in some water or gets wet, it's not going to get into the bits and cause any type of rust or corrosion. And then in the back, just some Band-Aids, guys. Made in the USA. They have the Water Slide Junior if you wanted something a little bit thinner to use as a replacement to a wallet. Great setup. That is the pouch. The next thing that I carry the most, and I'm not going to dive into all of them, but I have like a trio in different colors because I do coordinate my gear a little bit. I do have this black one in case they don't always match. But I like these because they hold the things that I use the most, and they do it in a fairly slim profile depending on the flashlight that you decide to carry. USA made. They work really well for me. This is the Rambler XL from Art Company. They have the Rambler. They also have, like, if you just want to carry a pen and a nook, or a Swiss Army knife and a pen, you know, they have a bunch of different offerings. I do strongly encourage you to check them out. I'm not an affiliate or anything like that. I just really like the service and the product, so I like to recommend those to you guys that might want something like this. These are nice again because they can carry a range of flashlights. You can see this is probably one of the more chunky flashlights. This is the Vosteed Raylight Rook, all aluminum construction, very easy to operate. I love these lights. They're really, really handy. If you don't like triple emitters, you can just get a single emitter version directly from Raylight. The Rook has the triple emitters, which is the Vosteed variation on it. The pocket clip works really well. You know, you can go a little bit longer. I'll show you the main flashlight that I carry. But I really like these. Knife, pen, all fit in here. That is my pocket organizer. So since we're talking flashlights, I know I just showed you the Rook, but the flashlight is the next piece of gear that I like to carry. It comes in very handy, trying to look down into things. If I'm looking at stuff in the garage in a dark lit corner, I actually put better lights in there, so that's not as much of an issue. Looking down in the engine bay, I drop something on the ground and it's, you know, of course going to go underneath something. This is really handy when you lay them flat. It helps whatever you drop cast a shadow to spot a little bit easier. They're fun because you can get an array of different ones, but the one that I carry the most right now is the Raylight Land Apple. It is a 14500 battery, which is rechargeable. I keep a trio of these batteries just to throw in here so I can throw the next one on the charger when it dulls, but 14500 is going to hold a charge a really, really long time if you're using it moderately. You got a nice titanium on the factory one pocket clip, but they also do have the Timascus buttons that you can easily install to replace it. And you can see here, it does take a tritium vial as well. I do have a blue one in here that I installed myself. That's the first one that I have done. Fairly easy. I wish I'd have left just a little bit more glue on the top to protect it, but it was pretty easy to do. Again, single emitter with a reflector that has orange peel that helps to kind of spread out and dull the beam so it's not super concentrated. Very easy to get in and out of here. The construction on these are really nice. I didn't like the polished pocket clip, so I did do a stone wash on it just to kind of round it out. But this is a really great size for me personally with larger hands because I can get the emitter and reflector and everything on the head past the pinky and still get to the tail switch really easy. And the operation on it's nice. It's programmable. If you want it to go back to the last light that you used, you can do the memory on it. I think you can change like the strength of some of the beams on this one. And it's really nice because all titanium construction with all those options and ability to program it, and it's coming in originally at under 100. I got this one for 70 during the Black Friday sale, so it was a really good deal for me. But this is definitely now my most carried flashlight. I have two dedicated videos to my budget flashlights and my more high performance flashlights out there. I'll try my best to link that for you guys, but that's the flashlight. The next most carried thing is going to be my pens. I take notes. I like these for writing, like I mentioned earlier, signing off on a check if they bring a paper check to the table. They're just really handy to have around. Again, I take a ton of notes when I'm thinking about stuff for videos, keeping track of what I want to do, what I haven't done, and I'm kind of old school in that regard. I just like to write those down. I know you can use the phone, guys. I know a lot of you do, and it makes sense because it really does minimize your carry, but I just like having the pens. I have a few of these around the house that I've customized with some anodizing that have come out really well that I'm happy with. But this particular one is the Tactile Side Click Mini. I like this all titanium construction. Works really well. Still a good size to where I can write with it without it having to be awkward for me. It has enough girth for that. The height, the width, the weight are very friendly for carrying in my organizer, which really works for me as well. The clicking is really smooth on the close. It's still a tiny bit gritty on this one. Well, I'm sorry, the close. It's really smooth on the open. A little gritty still on the close, but these I have found with the one that's at my desk downstairs, the more you use it, the smoother that it does really get. You can use a multitude of refills on this one. The tactile texturing on here really does help for the grip, but it also does a really good job compared to my Smooth Precision pen, which they're no longer around, which is why that one's not out here, keeping it in the organizer and keeping it from sliding out. But that is the pen, guys. Last but not least, my most carried pocket knives. I have a main knife that I clip in the pocket, and then as you saw earlier, I have a pocket knife that I like to throw down in the organizer. And on occasion, and I don't have one that matches this just yet, a fifth pocket carry. So let's go really quickly through these. We're going to kick it off with the main carry. This is my Spyderco Shaman. These are readily available usually with S30V. I know the Bodacious is coming out. That's going to bring this back, give you a little bit more of sharpened edge, and it's going to get rid of this hump here. So you're going to be able to hold it in this position, and the nub's going to come all the way back right up to the blade. So I'm interested in that one and checking that out, but I don't want an S30V variant. I'm hoping that they do some special orders or sprint runs of that one after they do the initial release of the Bodacious. I know that may be a year, 2 years from now, but I'm hopeful that some vendors will put in orders for those in special steels. Currently, I have XHP. I had M4 before. This has the DLC coating. It's a very durable coating. It cleans up really well. I have the RGT Skinny Scales. These are the fat carbon. Specifically, these are the Mars Valley fat carbon. And I have I think this is the RGT pocket clip. It may be MXG. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's the milled titanium pocket clip, which I think just looks a little bit nicer on the knife. It lays a little bit flatter, and ergonomically it's really nice because it falls way back here in the choked up position. But even if you're on the back position, it lays so flat and is so well chamfered that it's falling really far back, and it goes in and out of pocket really nicely. This one is fully broken in. Just a little hint of click when you wrench down on it, but I like that little bit of smoother action and a little bit of play. I have no issues or concerns about this one breaking. No up and down, no side to side. Well, minimal side to side. Sorry, I don't want to fib. It has a little bit of side to side, and I may grab my T10 and see if I can get that out. Sometimes the screws will move, but generally, for the most part, once you put thread locker on there, they're not really moving too much. Unlike some of the paramilitary lineup knives, and I think the Mannix that have the adjustable stop pin where you can help with that, this one just has the standoff, so you really just have to play with the pivot to get it where you want it. I find that I prefer the Shaman over the PM2. I don't like how dainty and pointy it is. I like this because it's a little bit more robust, which makes me feel encouraged to heavy use this one. But that is my Shaman, 100% my most carried knife. And ever since my wife got this one for me, this is the CJRB Echo. It has the Mars Valley fat carbon inlays in there, titanium pocket clip, S90V, very fidgety button lock. I tuned this one up a little bit by stretching the spring some, and it has made it much more snappy than what it was when I got it. There's no up and down, no side to side, very solid, guys. And I like these because it's a matching duo. I do carry my Vosti Rook with this one a lot, and I do like the Rook. It's a good flashlight. It's just a little bit chunky, and I think I prefer the single emitters to the triple emitters for practical use. If I want to flood, this is a good one to kind of flood the whole area. But what I typically find is I'm trying to look at something in detail, and these can get the job done for sure, but I find that the ones that have the more precision lights make it a little bit easier for me to be able to focus in on that. Again, these are really nice, very well done. I have reviews out there for them. These two are my most carried. I would say the second most would be my Padre and my Quiet Carry 9. Those are definitely my second most carried in the inventory, but I do a pretty good job rotating. I think that's it. I think that is everything. Oh, the fifth pocket. Yeah, fifth pocket. Right now, I have both the QSP Hedgehog, traditional pocket knives exclusive Hedgehog, and I have the Midnight Jack, as you see right here, Jack Wolf with the Purple Haze fat carbon scales on there. Both have excellent walk and talk. I would say I even think my Hedgehog in this instance, I guess this one's just not broken in enough. I think the Hedgehog has a little bit better walk and talk. M390, this has S90V. These are great. You can put them in a slip and drop them in the pocket. You can put them in the fifth pocket. You can put them in the pouches. They're just great companion knives. Sometimes they're even easier to pull out than some of the other knives in there, but that one's more on occasion in the fifth pocket with the jeans. Usually I'm carrying a main and then a second in the organizer. But that is my EDC update for 2024, first quarter anyway. You guys let me know what gear you like to carry down in the comments below. Shout out to everyone out there that likes, uses those links, comments, and is subscribed. I appreciate all the support. Shout out to my channel members. Thank you guys for being a member. It really helps the channel. I hope all of you have a fantastic week, and until next time, peace.